to travel, and I visited Slovenia, and I just love Slovenia anyway, because it's lots of mountains and lakes and nature. And there was a nature reserve there called Zelenci, which is beautiful in all seasons, beautiful in winter because you've got all the mountains, you've got Alps around there. In the summer, it's just blue skies and gorgeous greenery. And they're doing a lot of work about, I mean, Slovenia is really, really big on anything green, so recycling. They don't have any rubbish, there's a lot of legislation passed. So I just thought it fitted really well with love of nature, but also this, sustainability, eco-friendly, and it just makes me happy.
Well, that's a good enough reason, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
Makes you happy. I'm always interested to know how people come up with the names for their businesses or their projects or products. I've gone through it a few times, and it's so difficult. It's difficult getting names to work for different products, different regions.
It's a while, but as the businesses have evolved, it seems to sort of justify itself even more. So it's about being in nature, and the positive benefits of being in nature. So whether it's a forest, whether it's woods, whether it's lakes, it's being outdoors, that health side, but also from those beautiful places, gorgeous ingredients are produced, and they're the ones I use in my products. So a lot of my essential oils will be from either Croatia or Slovenia or Greece. So it's those beautiful places where you really feel nature, and that's a benefit to you producing those amazing ingredients. So it's almost evolved really and justified itself.
That's brilliant. It's great when it kind of pays off. With counterculture, the idea is that we're going to flip, the way that you do things in the beauty industry and kind of be different. Yeah. But also, we've got the beauty counter as well. And so we found a few kind of double meanings in there as well, which was great when you suddenly realize, okay. And so did you deliberately decide based on that? I was like, no, we didn't. It just happened. So you mentioned that this isn't your full-time job.
No, I'm still a lawyer in the day, 4 days a week. Well,
wow.
She said four, but probably 6 or 7 as well. But it's more flexible now. So officially I only work 4 days, but we've got flexible working now. It's easier to, okay, I can clear the decks on a Sunday, and that means I have my real day off on a Monday. I can use the whole day, so it's good.
So how do you balance that? Like, it's not your full-time job. How do you balance this with being a lawyer?
You've got to love it. I mean, I'm also a very experienced lawyer now, so I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm quite good at that, and I don't have to think about it. This business is new to me, but it's also exciting. So yes, there's a lot to learn. Yeah, I'm probably not as quick at this as I am a law job, but literally it's just so enjoyable. So if I'm working on a Saturday afternoon, I'm not working, I'm thinking of, some new oils, a new oil blend. Saturday afternoon, I was researching soap recipes, and to me, that's not work. So you've got to enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I couldn't do it. Don't get me wrong, I'm really busy. So if parents want to visit, I'm like, well, I need a 3 weeks window, and you have to book a slot nowadays. Some of my days are, I have hourly slots as opposed to I'm going to get this done today. But I think that's how I am anyway. As long as I can fit my husband and my Labrador in, it's fine.
That's brilliant. So one of the questions later on is kind of a top tip or top beauty tip. And so far we've had a couple of tips around businesses and how do you organize yourself. So like time blocking, I guess as a solicitor, as a lawyer, you're used to kind of billing every 6 minutes or every hour. So does that help in terms of the beauty business?
Yeah, what I have to do is I have I have to set. So as a lawyer, you always have a deadline. So 4 o'clock every day is the court deadline. And I've, for the last 25 years, that's how I've been living my life. So basically what I do when I strategize, and I hate strategizing in law, I hate it. I've no interest. In law, I'm, about doing a really good job for my client and getting a really good result. Obviously, there are business people within the business who are like, we need a strategy for this. I'm not interested in that. I just want to do the technical stuff. Whereas a business owner, I do have to strategize, and what I do is I book everything out. So between Christmas and New Year, I would set, right, I want to launch this product on this day, so therefore working backwards from that, I need a photography shot that needs to be booked in, and with those deadlines then I work, and it's a matter sometimes of just prioritizing. I mean, I don't have the leisure of being able to sit there and play around like, oh, let's try these different recipes sometimes, but that would be I might play around if we get a moment, but that wouldn't be for this year. That would be something next year, and that would be then strategize. So that's what I have to do, really, give myself deadlines and stick to it. But as I say, a lot of my spare time I'm doing that stuff. So if I'm, before I go to bed and I'm reading about the things that I'm interested in. So that's the research side. So yeah, time blocking. There are a lot of skills as a lawyer that are really useful, and not the creative side, but the business side. I'm not scared of like asking someone, do they want to buy my products? Doesn't bother, because, and also because I really believe in them. So I'm like, you should. It will improve your life. It's that confidence thing. Trust me. That those skills, organizational skills, but some skills are so alien to me, like, as I say, how do you get the temperature exactly right to put the essential oils in? That the science side, takes a lot longer. So
and on those kind of areas where you don't necessarily have the experience or the skills, what do you do? Do you reach out to experts or to other colleagues?
Yeah, I do a lot of research. So for the science side as well, and again, for someone who's really busy and needing answers quick, I will just email someone and say, listen, I've seen you on Instagram, or I know your business. I'm struggling with this. I'm researching everything. Do you have a quick answer? So I will do that. But then I also practice again, with law, I'm saying I'm okay now. I can do things quickly, but it was repetition and practice and making mistakes, really. That's the way around it. So it's, I think, again, being a lawyer, I've got no shame. I just will literally say, I want to get the best result. How do I get it? So we'll ask. And as I say, I'll confidence wise of saying, this is good, I'll have a go. You've got to have that as a lawyer, else you'd never try anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think as entrepreneurs as well, we have this kind of, I don't know where it comes from, but the self-belief that it doesn't matter, we can just try it, or we can, look it up, email somebody, and it'll be fairly straightforward to do it. And that, I guess, that comes from having confidence in yourself as a
It is.
as a person.
The only thing is that the taking of risks in business. So I deal with risk all the time, and I tell clients, these are the risks. I spend my day saying, this is the risk of you doing this. So we are a little bit, as lawyers, as a lawyer, I'm a little bit risk averse, and as an entrepreneur. So my husband would think, 10 grand in something and not even think, whereas I'm like, I have to do pros and cons and I have it all, very considered. So that doesn't help me. But at the same time, you do need a combination of those people. So when I'm looking to expand the business in the future, I would probably get a risk taker in who would, balance me out. But at the moment, it's just me.
But from your experience in terms of growing the business, where do you feel you could do with support? What if I could wave a magic wand, what would you need to be able to kind of move to the next step with the business?
I need to be able to invest some more time. So I need, there's opportunities out there that, I've got a list of, hundreds of things I'd like to do, but I haven't got the time. And again, it's just prioritizing. So it was some form of funding to free me up so that I could invest that time myself, really. So, the mortgage has to be paid, doesn't it? And also more information about investment. I'm not there at this stage, but at the moment, there's a risk. I feel there's a real risk in my business if after this year that it will continue to be a hobby business, and I don't want it to be a hobby business. So it's got to scale up. I do want to scale up production. I don't want to do the production myself because that is so time consuming, and all the compliance stuff. So it's the financing really, and information on financing, and also the fear factor of, that's big, isn't it? Everyone thinks, well, you know what, if you get an investment, that's big, and if you're scaling up, that's big. So some guidance on that really. I mean, the intention is very much there, but I think there is a bit of fear there, because that's it, then that's you, isn't it? And everything's at stake. So some kind of guidance, because I think a lot of people are, I wouldn't say a hobby business, but it's not the main source of income for a lot of us. So to take that next step, some guidance in relation to that. I mean, I'm sure you've got people like Upcircle, haven't you, on the website, and that that's a whole company, isn't it? But I think there's a lot of flamingo soap, that's just a one person, and a lot. I deal a lot with beauty boxes as well, and there's always similar people to me, just looking for the exposure. So that would be really, really useful. And again, getting us together would help that, to show that we're all in the same boat, and actually, it just one of us taking the step, follow their journey.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great. Well, not great in a way, but it's good to hear what you're saying, because it kind of validates what we think and what we believe, particularly around the investment. And you're right, there's so many companies that are on the website that want to make the next step, but it's that kind of they need to make some decisions, don't they, about whether they employ people, get premises, they outsource production, and all of that takes money. And then the next, and money is quite a scary topic, I guess, to a lot of people, really. So maybe that's something and
I think it's an age thing as well, because I think it's when people are comfortable that they can venture into this sideline and put money into it, because we most of us are self-funding it, for ingredients and that at the beginning, and but when I say comfortable, you've got that mortgage, you've got those children, so it's whilst you've got some money to pour into it, you don't want to risk everything else. So I think a lot of people are in their sort of 30s, 40s when they have got those commitments as well.
Yeah, and it's difficult, isn't it? You mentioned the mortgage, and having to pay the mortgage is a really big thing. Making sure you have a roof over your head before everything else is really important. And particularly, I guess, if you're coming from a kind of fairly successful career, a relatively safe career as well, to do something which is different and it's kind of all you, I guess that can be quite scary as well.
I mean, I suppose it is, but I want it so much. I mean, I don't, I'm 50 this year, and I'm like, if I am still Shelley the lawyer at 50, I'm going to be really unhappy, not happy. That's not where I saw myself going. But that said, you're still got to write that letter, haven't you?
That's true. So
go on. I was going to say, it's not like we have like a very luxurious lifestyle. We have like a nice cottage in a nice area, and we have a couple of holidays a year. It's not like we're living the high life, and I've got to maintain that high life. But especially at the moment, the economy, everything's going to go up. It's like, there must be so many of us just teetering on that edge.
Yeah, I think it's a nervous time for a lot of people, and you just don't know. Energy prices doubling, and interest rates going up. It is, I guess, it's a scary time to start making big commitments to either raising debts or getting equity investment. If you were to go for investment or funding, what would you look at? Would you look at somebody coming in and buying a part of your company for equity, or would you try and raise like a startup, not a startup, but a small business loan? What would be your preferred?
I'd probably it's all like Dragon's Den story, isn't it? I would be looking at me, it's still being me, because one of the reasons I set it up is, I want to make decisions, and I want to spend years employed, don't you? You don't necessarily want to be employed, but at the same time. But that said, there are some investors out there who have got loads of experience as well. Like I said, I'm happy to take it all. Give me all the information you want. But what I've envisaged is being, just monetary investment really, to free me up, to allow me to grow, and to get people in as consultants, whatever, to provide their knowledge rather than, a shareholder, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe I don't know enough about it. At the moment, I'm trying to, just get the to keep an income coming in and keep growing. That's what I'm keen to do. And I'm not at the stage where I have to outsource yet, but I want to be. I want that to come overnight.
Well, yeah. We're again, it's that thing about being an entrepreneur. You kind of so impatient for success and results. You want everything to happen as quickly as possible, and it can be difficult. I totally sympathize or relate. We've got a list of 1,000 things that we need to do, and it's as a new startup business, it's difficult to kind of find the resources, I guess, to do that.
But at least you're only accountable to yourself to a certain extent. It's like when you have if you've ever been in a day job and you you get people emailing you saying, why haven't you done this? It's like, well, because I would have done, but I was doing something else. Whereas with us, it's like, right, okay, I've got an hour. What do I do? You're only accountable to yourself, and I do like that. And I think you're harder on yourself than any boss would be, aren't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we are just human nature. We're much harder on ourselves, more critical of ourselves than anybody else could ever be, I guess. But that's you kind of raise a really interesting point about accountability. And when you're doing a Monday to Friday 9 to 5, you're kind of accountable to somebody. There's somebody there that pays your wages, and you've got to show up. When it's just you running your own business, it's just you. So are you good at kind of being accountable and making sure that things get done, or do you occasionally kind of, it's been tiring week, I'll put it off? How do you kind of balance that out?
I'm quite realistic now, so I for probably Wednesday, Thursday, I know that once I'm into the day job, I'm not going to do anything in the evening, so I don't plan to do anything. Just like chill out, watch TV or something like that. So the times that I know I can work, I'm quite good at doing that. So Sundays, Mondays, sometimes Saturday afternoon, I'll pick something nice. So I've got into a routine now, and I am quite harsh with myself. What I sometimes do is, if I'm learning a new skill, I'll go, there's loads of, as you've seen, there's loads of free resources, isn't there, on the internet. So if it's like marketing or reels on Instagram or something, and I really want to work on that, I will sign up to one of the challenges or courses, the free ones, where I did one last year where you had to listen to a podcast or join a live for, I don't know, half an hour, and then you had to do a reel that night, and you had to post it with the group, and you had to share it, and it doesn't matter if it was rubbish, you had to do it. So I find though that helped me, kind of peer pressure, but also that's really enjoyable. And also for a use of time, you could be doing something for days and making the same mistakes. You do one reel and people critique it, then you're done, basically. So I try to do those. I find some of those resources. So there's Janet Murray I use quite a lot on the internet. She does good marketing stuff. So I try and sign up for things where you have to check in and you have to be accountable. I don't do that at the gym, obviously. I need that at the gym as well, but I don't do that. But for business, I try, something with a deadline, something with the group, and something where you're going to get feedback.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. It's difficult. So we had a top tip last week, and if it's a business meeting, we go to it. So why not book in? So I'm terrible for going to the gym, and you book it in as though it's a business meeting. So you block time out, and you have to go, because you wouldn't miss a business call. So you shouldn't miss going to the gym either. And it's kind of important to balance, especially as an entrepreneur. It's really important to balance your health with your with the amount of work you're doing, because if you're not there, then the business
you can get overwhelmed. I always book a class at the gym really first thing in the morning. I can't say I go all the time, but I think about it, because if I do exercise in the morning, I will stick to it, and also I'm in a better frame of mind for the rest of the day. I try and meditate as well. I'm not really good at it, as in keeping up to it. So I have the Headspace app, because what I'm finding is, especially if you're holding down a few jobs or lots of things going on, your mind is so busy, you do get overwhelmed. So I try and have at least a tiny sort of meditation, and I do find that it's like with kids, isn't it? You tell them that all these things will be better for you, then you don't listen. But meditation is better for you, exercise is better for you, sleep. I'm terrible. I can sort of watch a drama like till 10 to chill, and then start going, right, I'm in a good mood now, start working, and then it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I've got to get up, at 6 for work. So I put an app on that makes you go to sleep as well. So little things like that. But I mean, we're in the wellbeing industry, so I do one-to-ones with clients where I'm like, it's not about, if someone's anxious, I can prescribe, because I'm an aromatherapist, I can prescribe like certain oils, but it's all about, well, are you sleeping, are you eating, are you exercising? But then I'm not doing any of those. Warrior ingredients, I don't know why, I think I was just looking for another word for hero. So that mine are it's the aromatherapy element for me, because I'm an aromatherapist, so it's all about the things from nature, then using nature to heal. So all of your different blends, and also taking time with them. So it's not just, for example, a cleansing balm to remove your makeup. It's not. What you should ideally do is rub it in, chill for 10 minutes, take some time out, let it do its magic. Use the aroma, smell the aromas, use the time to relax, and then remove it. So it's all about, I call it a ceremony. It should be a ceremony. I know it's easier said than done in this world, but if you can just have, if you're a busy mum, if you could just have 10 minutes whilst your makeup's being removed, and maybe meditate or maybe chill, that will make such a difference. And really, you're only taking 10 minutes and you're doing something else as well. So it's all about the whole experience for me. I mean, yeah, I do use really, really good ingredients, pure ingredients, natural ingredients, things like shea butter, cocoa butter, all of the carrier oils, and I spend a lot of time researching carrier oils and the different benefits. But a lot of other brands do that as well, and do it very well. We all do it very well, but mine has got that extra. You've got an aromatherapy benefit there, and you've also got the whole experience. What I would also say about Zelenci is it's about having healthy skin and you being healthy. It's a whole well-being thing. So I'm always encouraging people to get out into nature. It's not about anti-aging. I don't believe in anti-aging. I think people should be really happy to be aging, because we're so privileged to be aging. And I think healthy skin, and everybody look, if you've had a walk in nature, you look better. I'm really, really cautious about the words like anti-aging. I think it's inherently anti-feminist, and just embrace life, pro-age, look, be the best version of yourself for as long as you can.
That's absolutely brilliant. That's kind of exactly in line with what we kind of believe at counterculture. The idea that people have to look a certain way, they've got to be airbrushed. It just sets totally unrealistic expectations for people, particularly young girls, and for young women as well. And so, yeah, we totally agree. It's like, use the products to help you to be the best version of yourself, rather than trying to be someone different. And that's a great the thing about embracing aging. And you're right, it is a privilege, isn't it?
My God, yeah, absolutely. And also, if you're putting something with shea butter on, or cocoa butter on, or I don't know, apricot oil on your face, it just feels nice. So it's going to make it's the whole package, as opposed to just chemicals from China. The nicest way. No disrespect to China, but and it might well be that you do get some of our products you have to get from different, bamboo you have to get from China, but you can get it from the right people, and that you've been to an ethical factory, or that there's some of the shea butter providers are from women's cooperatives in Ghana. It just makes you feel nice as well, and you're doing good. So it's not just look 25, it's everything.
That kind of leads nicely to a question about sustainability and ethical practices. And that's what counterculture is all about. We're trying to highlight, to make sure that all the products on the site are as sustainable as possible. And we recognize it's a journey. So there's no such thing as completely 100% sustainable. Otherwise, we wouldn't do anything. We wouldn't buy anything.
Mm.
But what does sustainability or ethical practices? What does that? It's a massive topic, but what's it mean
Yeah.
to you, and why are you so kind of passionate about it?
Yeah. So I'm not militant, but I think we all need to be mindful of it, because there's also the price to factor in. So if people can't afford your products and it's luxury products that no one else can, well, yeah, there's no point in that. Plastic, I hate plastic. I recycle as much as I can. I try and buy things that aren't plastic, but sometimes we need plastic, or there's no other option. So I will, for example, I offer a plastic lid, because some people want them as a gift that look nice, and they might recycle them as well. And I do refills, or I offer an aluminium lid as well. But again, it's what's on the market as well, and for pricing, things are coming out all the time. So I'm always mindful of, actually, can I replace those black plastic lids with something? It's not so much the plastic lids, it's the the pipette droppers that you have in oils. It's hard to get an alternative for that then is within your price range. So keeping your eye open and being mindful and recycling if possible. I try and buy from local. I try and do local here, because after lockdown, lots of people are having difficulty. So I try and do local. I try and buy from small businesses. I try and encourage conversations and work with female founders. A lot of the products, as I say, are from overseas, so I have to, Bosnia, I'm buying from, Italy, Greece. But again, it's finding out, not just buying from the mass producers who have imported them in from somewhere, but looking at in the future, what I want to do is, pick on Instagram, I want to pick like a local supply, a regular supplier, even if it's overseas, and do like an insight into them, get to know them, what they do. But sometimes you can't, so again, it's not, well, it's that or nothing. You're a business as well, and you've got customers with a price point. And it's just moving away from mass Amazon countries that don't look after the workers, that don't pay them, that don't look after women, and just being mindful of that, really.
So last question, and you mentioned it, but the kind of the future of the business, where do you see yourself in 3, 5, 10 years, whatever you think is kind of like a realistic time frame? Where do you see yourself and the business, and what for you would be a good measure of, you've succeeded, or you've kind of done what you wanted to do? What's that look like for you?
So definitely a small unit somewhere, where the manufacturing will take place. So I'm not doing the manufacturing, but I'm not looking at the moment to outsource to a factory. It may be the case that's, but I like the idea of a team. So people making the products, having someone in to help me with the marketing, growing, the wholesale side. At the moment, I'm doing local markets really to get the message out there. But they're really, I love them, but they're really time consuming and weather dependent. And so to move away from that, really, to be to have that customer base that's grown, to be online, to have a small unit or a larger unit, who knows, where the product's being made, and then just to be continually developing. I'd like, there's obviously loads of other things I'd like to do. I'm looking into hair care as well. I'm really interested in the shampoo bars. I've switched to them myself. And employing a manufacturing small team, and then employing someone called consultants to help me grow even further. I think, as I've said before, just take some time. If it means you have to block it, take some time to enjoy the whole thing. Enjoy it making you feel better, your whole self feeling better, and not just to look younger or for it to be functional. So enjoy it. And there's so many amazing products out there that just, yeah, as I say, if it is that you block out 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, just enjoy every moment. I mean, you can't beat a hot bath. I would say my absolute go-to is a hot bath with essential oils in, because it will make your whole house smell beautiful upstairs or downstairs. It's doing all the work. It's multitasking, and you can chill and put a podcast on. So my biggest relaxation and beauty thing would be have a hot bath with gorgeous oils in.
We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave us a like and don't forget to subscribe. And why not check out some more videos on our channel.